Hi guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am a professional and experienced holistic and spiritual counsellor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentoring, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive deep and let's see what messages the cards have for you about your person. Oh wow. Okay. All right, so you're coming in with the High Priestess, and you were coming in with the World card here in your reading. Okay, now let's have a look at that. You know, for your person, here in your reading, they know you're the difference. They know that you're different. The way in which you operate here, the movements that you make here in your reading. I will pull some more cards here, guys. They just think so highly of you here. They think, yeah, there's gratitude here, there's appreciation here in your reading. These cards are about how your person sees you here. Now with the World card coming in, here in your reading, it's about the changes that you have been through here. What has influenced you to be the person that you are today. See, they see you as very mature here, guys, and ambitious. See, they know that you have self-discipline here in your reading, where your work, what you want to do, what you want to achieve in life, here comes first. A lot to be said here about you and how your person sees you here. You're everything to your person. Okay, let me break this down a little bit here, eh? These relationships here, your person knows that you can build some good relationships, or you know how to build a rapport with people. It's not just building relationships with a certain social group. Here, you like to build relationships with a lot of people, is what it talks about here. Wow. You attract people's attention. You definitely have your person's attention. But, you know, for your person, they know that you attract other people's attention here. It comes in as, for your person, they know that it's good. You're good. Here, you've done some really good things with yourself. In their eyes, you've done some really good things with yourself. I don't know how else to put that one here, to be quite honest. You challenge your person and they love that. They find that damn attractive. You challenge other people as well by simply about the way in which you see things and the way in which you see life to be I want to pull some more cards because it is about how your person sees you here, and they see you in a really good light is what it talks about here in your reading. Definitely stable here. You may own your own business. Your business is about the High Priestess here. One huge transformation. You went through one huge intense transformation, and your person has seen that here. Were you purged? That's what it talks about. To get to where you are today, your person sees you as self-mastery here, guys. So let's go. Let's keep going here. I want to keep going. Only because here, guys, of these cards are just about how your person sees you at this point in time. And what I get here in your reading is that your person has kept tabs on you while you've gone through one intense transformation here and a cycle. There's a cycle that you've been through, but that cycle has come in as the High Priestess here in your reading, learning to trust here, because you're also coming in with self-mastery here, guys. Let me see what else is going on here with your person. Because you're deep, passionate person here, and that is also what they find magnetic about you here, guys, because you've got self-expression here. You tell the truth here in your reading. And what I mean by you speak the truth here is that you come from a place of love here, guys, a place of hope, faith and belief here, and you're self-assured in what, well, this is how they see you, remember here, guys. Because you had to work at that. You had to be ambitious, you had to be ruthless. You are coming in with that conscious effort here, guys. It talks about having to pull back here, guys, and focus on what was important, what was relevant here. It's also, even though you're coming in with the High Priestess, you had to be logical. You had to logicate the steps, the cycle here to get to where you are today, because that's what's happening here, okay? Yeah. And being logical here in your reading was self-discipline here, guys. You know, this could have had to do with, in terms of self-discipline, this could have had to do with your nutrition. This could have had to do with your mental health and well-being here. All right. Yeah. Your intellect here in your reading. Right, let's keep going here. So you're coming in with the Hanged Man, you were coming in with the Wheel of Fortune, and you were also coming in with the Page of Swords. So this is an obstacle and a challenge here for your person, and maybe even yourself here, because with the Hanged Man and the Wheel of Fortune, here, guys. I just want to come in with you here in terms of obstacles and challenges. You had to actually choose it. You had to choose to end out that past cycle here of pain, hurt and fear when you're coming in with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, hence why you have the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords, in all honesty here, guys, would have been the start point. Hence why you're coming in the way that you are and why your person sees you this way. Okay, guys? Now, in terms of your person, it's exactly the same here. See, what I get here in your reading is that in the past, your person had to make a choice here. They too had to choose it. But coming in with the Page of Swords, what it talks about there is that your person already had their truth because of what they went through in their life in terms of trials and tribulations here, okay, hardships and struggles when you're coming in with the Page of Swords. And now what it can also talk about there in your reading is that because you spoke some kind of truth here to your person, all right, not so much about how you feel about them, but actually about the cycle, the Wheel of Fortune here, and where your person was at here, okay, in terms of that Wheel of Fortune. They didn't kind of like it, is what I'm getting here. They didn't like that truth because they already had a truth. They may not have understood it here in your reading. Okay, that's what I'm getting with the Hanged Man card and the Wheel of Fortune. And I get here in your reading, it would have proved to be awkward for your person in the past to make certain choices, is what it talks about here. To make the choices that you made, the sacrifice here, the discipline, the self-discipline here in your reading, and the transformation. Because for your person coming in with the Page of Swords, for them, they didn't see the end point. They didn't see where it was going to go. Do you understand? But neither did you. That's the thing. That's what happens, is that you thinking you're going to go in one direction, you think it's going to turn out one way, but when you kind of get closer, then there's, you know, the path gets longer. So there are still more things to do here. Not so much the tunnel gets longer here, guys. That's not the end point. The High Priestess is not the end point. Okay? And for your person, they wanted to know the end point, but you didn't even know the end point here. All right, guys? That's why you're coming in with the World card here. Now, yeah. What it also talks about here in your reading, I do get here for your person, it was an obstacle and a challenge to end out a past way of behaving here, a past way of thinking here in your reading. They may not have seen that what they were doing was a problem, see, but you knew that what you were doing here created problems, created negative in your life, all right, and you chose to deal to it, you chose to sort it here, you chose it. But for your person, they didn't want to choose it here. They didn't know if they could trust it, coming in with the Page of Swords. I also get here in your reading is that there were parts of what you were doing that your person actually got. They actually knew here. But when I get here in your reading, it's like they compared it to what they were going through, all right, and then they didn't want to do it. And with the Page of Swords coming in, I liken the Page of Swords to a teenager. And when you have a teenager and you tell your teenager to do something, they do the complete opposite. Yeah, if you say to them, look, don't eat red apples, they make your hair go purple, okay, give you bad eyesight and you're going to go deaf. Even though you paint that kind of picture, and your teenager will go, what? I'm going to eat the red apple and see if that's true. Here. So like I said, they like to do things for themselves here, but they like to just do the opposite just because. And so for your person, it kind of comes in that way as well here in your reading. Yeah. I'm not saying your person wanted to experience or experiment here with certain things that were happening in their life. Here, what I get here in your reading is that your person was too stubborn in the beginning to change. Okay, right, let's keep going. All right. Okay, so you are coming in with the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Six of Cups, and you are coming in with the King of Pentacles here in your reading. Okay, so potentially here in your reading, what I pick up there is that your person is wanting a new beginning here. See, this is coming in as your person wants to start over here. But this time it's wanting to be, I want to say stable when you come in with the King of Pentacles here. It's wanting to care for you, wanting to provide for you here. All right. Yeah. See, for your person, they want to come in fresh. They want to come in new here. They don't want to come towards you the way in which they did in the past. Yes, very logical is the King of Pentacles here. And what it talks about there in your reading in terms of being logical for your person is coming in as the provider in a sense here. Yeah. They want a new relationship here, guys. It's like they want to renew and your guys' relationship. They want to come back towards you here. I just want to pull your advice card. All right, guys. Okay, so you were coming in with the Nine of Swords here in your reading. Means a lot to your person. What I get here in your reading, they know that they can't control this. They know that they can't control you. Okay, even coming in as a King of Pentacles here. That at the end of the day, you still have the choice here. Whether see, it's not up to your person that says yes or no. This is about your person. you know, they regret the past, most definitely here. There's still, where it's still quite daunting for your person, especially when it comes to themselves, because they were the ones that made the choice here. But with the Nine of Swords coming in here and the Page of Swords, what it talks about there in your reading is your person is having bigger light bulb moments here, where they realize here in your reading just how much you mean to them. But more importantly, your person realizes now the Wheel of Fortune. And they've been stuck in that cycle, that Wheel of Fortune, for a very long time, because they chose it, because they were stubborn here. It is coming in that way, and they were very unfair in the way in which they treated you and what they said about you, how they thought about you here, coming in with the Nine of Swords here in your reading. See, what it talks about there also for your person is the idea here, or even the thought, that you would go towards somebody else here. There is that fear here in your reading that you have moved on, that you have moved towards somebody else, coming in with the Nine of Swords. And that Nine of Swords is saying yeah, of course, here I was going to say, here in your reading, they actually created the Nine of Swords for themselves here. You most definitely regret here. It's coming in as, why did I make that decision? Why did I do that? I regret doing that here. And what it also tells me here in your reading is that there are days where your person just doesn't want to face anybody here. I get here in your reading, every time your person looks at you or sees you, however they do that, you could very well have a social media platform here. They are constantly reminded of just how much they want to be with you, and just how much they actually have deep emotional feelings for you. That's what it also talks about here. The regret here for your person was to stay in the past cycle, was to stay there, because that was familiar. That your person could control the past cycle here. Yeah. Your person's not going to let you go. And quite honestly, you don't want to be let go of here, guys, is what I'm also picking up. So with the Nine of Swords, what the Nine of Swords can talk about here is also you constantly think about your person as well. Alright, I am going to leave it there. Now, if this is you in the Nine of Swords, like I said, you're constantly thinking about your person, then book an image reading or tarot reading with me. If you want to know the difference between the two, alright guys, details are in the description box, and or alternatively, check out the New Earth community. Alright, okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.